You just realized your business needed to hire someone yesterday. How can you find amazing candidates fast? Easy. Just use Indeed. Stop struggling to get your job post seen on other job sites. With Indeed sponsored jobs, your post jumps to the top of the page for your relevant candidates, so you can reach the people you want faster. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs posted directly on Indeed have 45% more applications than non-sponsored jobs. Don't wait any longer. Speed up your hiring right now with Indeed. And listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit to get your jobs more visibility at Indeed.com/ARTS. Just go to Indeed.com/ARTS right now and support our show by saying you heard about Indeed on this podcast. Terms and conditions apply. Hiring? Indeed is all you need.
The Philly, Joe and Kirby Podcast.
This is the Philly, Joe and Kirby Podcast.
92.1 City, Winnipeg's rock station, Philly, Joe and Kirby. Somebody on the text line, the quote, Joe says the most, I'll tell you right now.
Yes. Let me tell you right now.
I'll tell you right now. That is so good. And I'm not, well, look, we all have our quotes. I'm not going to lie. That's a big one.
I say listen a lot.
Going to be honest with you. Listen. Yeah, you listen. Yeah, you do that a lot. Yep.
I'm well aware.
I don't know. I'm sure I have. I tell about 6 stories over and over, so I must have. I must have a phrase that it is what it is. My wife hates it when I say that. I use that one all the time. I used to tease my dad about the stories thing, and I don't have 6 stories, but because my dad. He's 80.
Debatable, but
right. My dad's 85 now, and his stories have really whittled right down to like a half dozen, and you hear them every time you see him. But say 10 years ago, I used to tease him about the same stories over and over, and I bet you it was at about 18 at that point. The older, and I don't know if this is I feel like this is more of a guy thing. The older we get, or maybe you feel like you're doing this too. You're only in your 30s. 36th birthday yesterday, by the way, Kirby. Happy post-game show. Happy the day after the birthday.
Thank
You like your birthday, Boxing Day. But anyway, the stories, they whittle down, and you've got a bunch that you use all the time.
my dad is famous for saying, to make a long story short, and it's never short.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
like, I'd love to hear the long version of that story.
Yeah, there's no.
Stop saying that. Then.
That's
like
it.
I've had to correct him many times. I'm like, don't say that if you're gonna proceed to tell a 20-minute story. That's not a short story at all.
Well, we have a busy morning, but we might want to get into this because I guarantee you there's people at the job site, at the workplace who know someone or who are willing, self-aware enough to know a phrase they use all the time. Or they have a buddy or a coworker or a boss, and it's like they have this one phrase that drives them crazy.
Yeah.
I think we can get into that. It's Tudat today. Big N, that guy never misses anything.
Yeah, well,
and he's got a picture already.
Thank God, because Joe is still off. He's hoping to be back maybe tomorrow.
Tomorrow or Thursday, right? Depending on how he feels.
Still taking it easy. But, Joe would be all over Tudat, reminding everybody to send in their photos from Sunday.
Look at this from Big N. The wife and I met up with our two oldest at Neepawa Boston Pizza for Mother's Day. If you look closely, you can see Jacob on the left has a broken nose.
Wow.
One of his helpers at work dropped a scaffolding deck on him while they were dismantling
Hold on, I'm
it.
zooming in on the photo.
Wow.
I've never broken my nose. Have you broke your nose?
No. Well,
There's
no,
some
never
people
broke
that
my
wear that
nose.
with pride,
Why wouldn't you?
Like, I know some people back in Alberta that it's like I've broken my nose
I think
4 times.
I think anybody who's broken any bone talks about it all the time. You got to go through the pain. You might as well, especially if it's a decent story. Oh man, got into a fight or got punched or broke my hand at hockey or some kind, or at work. If it's got a story, you got to tell it, Curbs. You clearly haven't broken a bone if you're not bragging about it.
You know what? The only bone I broke, we've talked about, my figure skating career was ended.
And we've heard that story a few times.
Yes.
So you are proud of that one.
And I'm aging. I'm telling the same stories over again.
Oh, it all starts at 36.
Philly, Joe, Kirby.
Philly, Joe and Kirby.
Podcast.
The Philly, Joe and Kirby Podcast.
Hey, it's the loud guy. Yeah, on my way home, going down Pembina. Going to turn it into 204. Was being a good citizen, put my signal light on, way before I got there. Of course, this jerk off that's tailgating me, I look in the mirror. He's getting all jarred because I'm going to make a right-hand turn in front of him. What's the matter with people? Should I not signal? Pretty sure you want me to signal and let you know I'm turning. So I'm sorry if I slowed you down about 0.5 of a second, buddy, in your black Chevy truck. Have a good day. Go Jets!
Patience. The man signaled and he had to make a turn. It's not the end of the world.
Yeah, as long as you weren't using your turning signal a little bit too early, because there's a sweet spot, right? Like, don't put it on well in advance.
So you think it's a possibility that the guy was annoyed that the signal was on too long?
Maybe, because
Okay.
I've been annoyed by that before.
Loud guy, please respond. Kirby is speculating that this was actually your fault. So I am choosing to trust you, loud guy, that the person behind you is being impatient. But can we get clarification on what you think this person was annoyed with? So that
was there another turn opportunity before you made your turn?
Okay, we'll find out because Loud Guy does call. He called. He's a regular, so I'm sure he'll be happy to clarify for us on the Bone
Please,
phone. 780 Bone, 780 2663. I don't throw that out there enough. If you ever have, and the Bone phone doesn't just have to be complaints, shout outs, birthdays, song requests. Sports, lots of sports. The weather. You want to talk about the weather? Kirby had a question.
Who doesn't want to talk about the weather?
Your pets. If your
Hot
pets
out there.
Doesn't matter. We'll take all.
You want to hear about your ailments? We'll
sure.
hear about those too.
Right. We love doing that on this program.
Injuries, we got it.
Sciatica, knee pain.
I listened to Phil talk about his. Why not listen to other people?
Right. We would love it. All topics welcome. All right. This is in your news, and this is the chef, and he would like better notifications on road closures.
Happy chef here. Not so happy in the morning, although, because of one, the goal that counted last night in the Jets game.
So was the other night. Yeah.
Effing stupid. Second, who do I need to talk to in office of any type of government about making this city more aware of street closures? I take this route every single day for the last 6 months. St. Vital Bridge, not a single time have I seen any signage saying that this route is going to be closed starting today. So could somebody please tell me who I could call to get better notification on finding out things like this? Go Jets, go.
So sometimes there are notifications up, and I'll use Dugald for an example. They've had the digital boards out there letting us know that a Dugald closure is coming. I believe it's May 20th. Mm-hmm. But if I can go back to the disputed goal for a second, because it's what everybody in this city is talking about. And, at first I was just sort of not quite sure. Was it a goal? Was there a good logic there? But in the last 24 hours, I have not seen one expert, one former player, one former official think that was a good call. Like everybody who's anybody has come out and said they don't understand that call. That did not make any sense. The idea that Hellebuck propelled, I think it was Martin Biron, former goalie, who said it best, propelled the puck into the net. He was trying to make a save. It went off Hellebuck. It should not have been a goal.
Has this ever happened where they go back and
No, go back and
go
what?
back and I don't know.
Allow the goal or disallow the goal?
Listen, we've had some time to think about it.
We're going to have to replay the game starting at that moment. Sorry. No, they would never do that. I like where your head's at, though.
Sometimes you need a little time to digest, and I think...
Breaking news, we've had some time to think about it. We're going to start the game again from that point. Can you imagine? Okay.
I couldn't, honestly.
Moving along. It's Guilty, and he has a question about speed limits.
Okay, just searching, Philly. You guys are just a wealth of information. BJK, Joe on the mend. Hey, listen, I'm just cruising down Grant. I got to go to all these job sites. Did you know there's 80 waiting pools in Winnipeg? Sorry, but okay. Bottom line is I'm going 55 on Grant. Is that, am I going to get a ticket? It seems like I'm just crawling and I'm doing faster than the legal limit. So what do you do, Philly? What's your go-to cruise control speed on Grant? Inquiring minds want to know.
It's easy to get confused in that area, I find. But 55 on Grant, I believe you're good there. You know, I don't think you're going to get a speeding ticket going 55 and a 50. I've never seen that before. So I think guilty. I appreciate the call, but I'm pretty sure you're good.
Guilty just texted one word in on the Boston Pizza text line. Hernia.
Yeah.
I don't. Are we giving anything away for texting the word hernia?
I don't know. Like, what is Joe's?
Oh yeah, that's right. Joe's surgery was
a
for his hernia
surgery, and he's on the mend. But I don't know why he just randomly sent that.
Hernia. Okay. Well, jeez.
That's so good. Okay, moving along here. T. Kona had an unfortunate incident with his whiteout gear.
Hey, good morning. It's T. Kona. So yesterday, there's the fire in Transcona. It's right outside our door. But anyway, the wife was downstairs doing laundry, and she was washing the whiteout gear we have in whites, and she screams because our water was brown yesterday on our street, I guess. I don't know. Might have something to do with the fire, that they were using water to put it out. It's happened before where there's water repairs and for some reason it stirs up sediment, whatever. But our whiteout gear got goddamn brown. Brand new stuff too we brought this year.
Keep wearing it. No, all it looks, T. Kona, is that you're a whiteout veteran who goes to all the parties.
You're not going to be the only one in off-white, let me tell you.
Looks like you go to work in that stuff. You go to the parties in that stuff.
It's weathered.
Respect.
Yeah.
It's weathered white gear.
Absolutely.
You have our permission. And we did see, actually, T. Kona, a couple suggestions if you truly do want to get it out.
Yeah, there's stuff you can throw in your laundry to brighten your whites up. So that's an option.
And now more people are just texting in the word hernia.
I don't know why, but yes, Joe had a hernia surgery.
Text Joe's injury. Win a prize. No, we never said that.
The Philly Joe and Kirby podcast.
Text message. Hey, I've been married a decade and all my white shirts have a yellow tint. Also got pasta sauce, barbecue sauce, and gravy stains. They are almost camo style shirts by now.
Okay. I mean, no judgment. You don't have to be a single person to not know how to get your whites white.
That's right. It's just one of those stereotypes. Like I know when I was a bachelor, 3 dudes living in a house. It was none of us really knew what we were doing with the laundry. It's just one of those things, right? And we did our best. My mom had me doing laundry. Like, I can't remember how old I was. Would 15 be reasonable where you're doing your own laundry now? Maybe 16?
You know what? Good for your parents because, I don't know what happened. I vividly remember moving out of the house at 18 to go to college, 6 hours away from where my parents lived. And I had to call my mom, and I was standing in front of the laundry, the washer, and I was like, hey, so what do I do?
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh.
I was so spoiled growing up that way. And then, on my own, I was like, okay, so I put the thing in here, and then what do I turn the dial to? It was so funny.
You're not alone, I'm sure. I just, it's not like I was good at laundry, but because my laundry basket became such a mess, boys as they get older.
Mountain of laundry.
Just thinking she did not want to go through that anymore. She's like, I want nothing to do with that. You boys are in charge
God
of
knows what's in that mountain. So yes, I understand.
She wanted nothing to do with it.
handed that on over to, just like Stacy should hand that on over.
I'm not allowed anywhere near it.
point.
And you know why? Because out of fear. She lives in fear that I will grab some of her laundry by accident.
And shrink it.
Well, throw all her stuff in
the dryer or
her
something.
Work clothes in with my socks and an old jersey.
Wet towel.
Every time she...
Why does my blouse smell like a wet towel?
Anytime she sees me with a handful of laundry, she says, what are you doing with that? I'll do it. Give it to me. No faith at all.
This is the Philly Joe and Kirby podcast.
You're so coy, alluring, angel. angel with a wicked smile, sleeping 20 hours a day, never lay a paw on dusty clay. I'll keep your litter natural, no chemicals in your nostrils, just corn below, so every time you go you'll know your don't stink. World's best cat litter for the world's best cat.
You know, we got to rattle off some of these Two Dat Tuesday photos. Joe's not here. He's still on the mend from his surgery, and it would make him happy if we really leaned into Two Dat today, because it's his it's his creation, Kirby.
Do it for Joe, okay? Two Dat.
The number 2. So hashtag the number 2 DAT. What did you do on Sunday? 2 days ago, Tuesday. Got this one from Jason. I finally have a pick for Two Dat. The kid taking warm up before his first start of the season for Winnipeg Blizzard lacrosse. Whoa.
Ooh, lacrosse.
Man, a lacrosse goalie wears a lot of gear. You got to be in good shape to be a lacrosse goalie.
Have you seen some of those, how quick that ball can get flung at you?
Oh, yeah. You got to wear a lot of gear if you're a lacrosse goalie. It's coming in fast, and that's a hard ball, the lacrosse ball. So we got that from Jason.
The professor sent us some nice Mother's Day tradition is going to the greenhouses, and so their grandson found the cat in the greenhouse. Isn't that so cute? Although the cat's butthole is in full display. Why are cats like that? Like, why?
Well, it's
cats
not like
are so
dogs
cute
care
until
either.
they just like, it's like, why do you got your butt in there? Like, my cat does that all the time. It tries to stick its butt in my face. I'm like, get out of here.
It's dominance. Sunday Fun Day. We got Laureen and the 3 Frenchies.
Aww.
Good. Hot dog guy going for ice cream with his daughter.
Oh my gosh, speaking of ice cream, you
That's
know what
a
I had last
beautiful
night?
Ice cream. Wow.
A float. When's the last time you had a float?
Like a root beer float from A&W?
Yes. Well, not from A&W, but it was from this place called Dreamliner.
It's been a long time since I've had a float.
It was so good.
It was good, yeah.
Oh
So
my
you got
God,
what?
it brought me back because
Root
my
beer?
uncle and aunt used to make them when I'd sleep over. Yeah, root beer
with
and
the
ice cream in like a very cold glass, like a chilled glass.
That's delicious.
It was very nice.
And then we're also getting comments about guys doing laundry and some very funny messages on the Boston Pizza text line about, because I said my mom made me start doing laundry when I was young. Like, no, that's your job to do laundry. And then you said your mom did it for you pretty much your whole life until you moved out.
And then I was on my own and I had no idea.
Mm-hmm.
No idea how to do that laundry. Like, I'll never forget that moment in time where I thought I was so independent. I was like, 18, living on my own, got my own place. And then I stood in front of the laundry and I thought, well, how do you use this?
Well, this came in. My kids are 11 and 13. This is on the text line, and they've been doing their own laundry for years. I'm not raising them to be helpless. It's important to learn to do things for yourself. There's no age too young to learn things. Moms have enough to do without coddling their kids. Oh, how about that?
Mom's running a tight
Strong.
ship. Good for you, Mom. Honestly, teaching those kids the laundry. I wish I learned. You know
at
what?
a younger
The thing
age.
is I think my parents tried to teach me a lot of these things.
And it wasn't there. So your
I
dad.
just think I had no time for them. You know, it was like, I appreciate you trying to teach me life skills, but I got this.
I'll learn it when I have to. That was. How about this one? I think it's about efficiency. So this is about men versus women doing laundry, because I've stated that my wife, now, even though I know how to do laundry, she will not let me do it. And I think a lot of men are in this boat because women don't trust their men to do it properly. So this came in from Derek. I think it's for guys, it's about efficiency. We can do all the laundry in one load, what takes a woman 3. My wife.
Yeah, you probably don't separate
No.
the colors from the
You
whites.
don't have to separate. That's overrated.
Oh, my
So
God.
Derek says my wife literally cries when I tell her I've done the laundry for her. She's not having it.
Well, yeah.
She
You know
knows
what
you'll
I
screw
see
it
in
up.
that sense? I'm like, oh, well, I just lost half my wardrobe because it's all shrunk now.
This is the Philly Joe and Kirby podcast.
Be a good person.
Rate or review this show wherever you subscribe and get PJK into more ears.
JoJo still on the mend from some surgery. Some surgery? No, just one surgery. Imagine you were away for some surgery. I had a few surgeries.
Back to back.
Yeah,
like,
might as
oof.
well get them all done now. No, He's aiming at either tomorrow or Thursday to get. He's just aching. He's going stir crazy. But you got to be safe. Got to be safe with things like this and make sure you're back to at least like 90% before you, or 80. I don't know. But
well, good, because you know what? I miss him, and I got a lot to talk about because yesterday was my birthday, and you know I have stories to share.
Well, yeah, and he is an excellent listener, a better listener than me. I'm willing to say that about the dynamic in this room.
He's a good listener.
He is. Joe's tremendous. So, and you have some issues with the pace with which he wished you happy birthday, which you've addressed a little bit with him, but I think something of that nature needs to come up in person as well.
Well,
Because you were very concerned.
Check, yeah.
You were very concerned yesterday when it was...
It was 7:45 by the time I got a happy birthday, and normally, just judging off of his regular sleep hours, it would have come a lot earlier.
Yeah, that's not like him to wait for it to take him that long, because it's one of the first things he does in the morning. Mm-hmm. Pulls the covers off, gets out of bed, and starts wishing people happy birthday. So for him to wait till almost 7:30 to wish you a happy birthday was very strange yesterday.
I am going to give him a pass.
Is that the breaking news? He gets a pass.
He gets a pass. He checked in yesterday and asked how my day was going, so I thought that was nice.
Okay, that's nice. Oh, like later in the day?
Yeah, in the DMs. He was
okay, there you go.
Commenting on. I think that's how bored he is. He's commenting on all of my stories.
Okay, we're still getting laundry text messages here. And I think this is the most guy text ever from Hot Dog Guy. Because we're talking about how guys do laundry. We don't separate it, right? We don't see the need to separate it. A lot of men anyway. I don't want to paint every guy with this brush, but your average dude, we'll just throw all our laundry in. At least that's how I used to do it. I'm not separating it. So Hot Dog Guy says, I just don't buy any white clothing. Then I don't have to separate loads. See? That's guy logic right there.
That is 100% guy logic.
Right.
See, I try to avoid wearing white because I don't want to deal with stains. I don't want to wash it.
This person says, I've been doing my own laundry for years. I don't separate my clothes, and I wash everything in cold water except bedding.
Okay, well, cold water is going to help, obviously.
So why are we separating clothes? No, I mean, really, maybe this is a flex.
Why are we?
You know how you said backing in is a parking flex?
Right.
Maybe
is separating clothes a flex, a laundry flex?
Look at how you don't know how to do this. You don't know what gets washed together. Only I do.
It's a good question, Phil. I don't know the answer. I can tell you this. There are some of the clothes that I do buy that are really, really vivid colors, like neons and stuff like that I know are going to bleed the first couple of times I wash them.
Right.
So I will only wash those with other clothes that are of, brightness when, you first buy something.
Because you don't want that into your whites.
Right.
Gotcha. That makes sense.
But, darks and colors... why do they got to be separated?
That's right.
Is that not the same thing?
Woman here, my laundry does not get separated. So Christy checking in on the Boston Pizza text line to say she's not separating her laundry. Thank you for that, Christy. Good morning. It's Andrea. I trust my husband to do laundry, but he picks the worst times to do it. For example, he'll start a load of laundry at 10 o'clock at night.
Philly, Joe, Kirby.
Philly, Joe, and Kirby.
Podcast.
The Philly, Joe, and Kirby podcast.
Heat warning in effect today. You're going to want to put on the antiperspirant, the deodorant in places that you might sweat because it's going to be hot, 35.
Just the pits for me.
Okay.
You use it elsewhere, right?
Well, I don't know. Sometimes
you're not judging. I would hope not. It's for your armpits.
Sometimes I put the what is it called? The chafing stuff on. There's a stick that I got at Sephora for women.
So a specific chafing?
Yeah, it's for the thighs,
So it's not like you wouldn't buy it in the deodorant or the antiperspirant aisle.
No, but I think deodorant works. I could be wrong.
Yeah, I don't use it anywhere else. Just the armpits.
Okay, well, yesterday I sat down on a leather seat and I got up and my butt was still there. So, it's going to be in one of those hot ones again today.
So if you're you're
going to be sweaty.
Do you think a lot of people use deodorant antiperspirant all over the place?
I don't know. I think I've heard of people runners. Runners will sometimes wear it like in some areas.
Like they'll spread deodorant inside the runners?
No, I think they spray.
Oh, spray like use
stuff,
an aerosol.
Yeah.
I think you can
Help out the
actually get
ozone layer with that.
specific. I think you can actually get specific stuff for your shoes, like at bowling alleys.
I think that stuff at bowling alleys is to kill bacteria.
Oh, it's not for the smell?
Well, it probably helps with that too.
We had someone on the text line when we were talking about laundry say they used to put a sheet of Bounce down their pants before they went on dates.
Yeah, that's interesting to me because I just wonder what happens later in the date if say things got hot and heavy. Like,
and
did you forget the bounce sheet?
That's an easy explanation. I was doing laundry. And I must, because every now and then you'll
find a bounce sheet. Yes.
So it wasn't down my pants. I just forgot about it. God, what kind of psycho puts deodorant in their pants? I would never do that.
The Philly Joe and Kirby podcast.
Hit us up wherever you get this podcast and rate and review the show.
Good fortune will come to you.
Actually, we can't promise that, but we'll cross our fingers.
Kirby has the question. Joe is away today, so yeah, I hope it's a good one, Kirby. We have tickets for classic albums live, performing the Eagles, Hotel California at the Concert Hall.
Nice. Okay. Well, the question today is about a survey that found this to be the most boring thing that you can talk about.
A survey says this.
A survey found this to be the most boring thing that you can bring up in conversation.
780 City, 780 2484. Good morning.
Good morning. Philly, I'm going to need help on this one, bud.
I could guess laundry, but I won't because we've been talking about it all morning. The most boring thing. I'm going to go from an old Sopranos line that I remember Tony Soprano said this once. They were having a conversation, and it was remember the time. Like...
reminiscing.
Back in the day. Oh, I remember back in the day.
I think people love that.
Yeah. Well, he claimed it was the lowest form of conversation at the time.
Well, that's not the answer I'm looking for.
Is not the answer. Sorry, man.
All good.
Yeah, take care.
You nailed it yesterday right out of the gate,
I
too.
did.
So let's hope that today goes a little longer.
Well, not for the person choosing me, though.
Yes.
Hello, City.
Good morning.
Hi.
I'm going to go with the weather.
The weather. See, I would have thought that would be it. Because it just seems like it's such a daunting, nice day out there today. Yeah, nice, yeah. No, that's not it.
It's so daunting to talk about the weather. Yeah,
it's a go-to for so many people.
Oh, man, yeah. It's easy.
I got in the elevator yesterday when I got home from work, and the first thing the person said to me is, it's a hot one out there today. Yep.
And Kirby fled the elevator. Oh, my God, not the weather. How dare this lady bring up the weather. Hi, City.
Good morning. I'm going to say your kids' accomplishments or activities.
No, nothing to do with kids.
Good guess, though.
A survey found this to be the most boring thing you can bring up in conversation.
Hi there. For classic albums live, performing the Eagles Hotel California. Tickets on the line. Go ahead.
Go with work.
No, that's a good guess.
Yeah. Complain about it. Oh, my God, my boss. What kind of guy is this? Good morning, City.
Hey, is it your dreams?
Your dreams?
That's
I had a dream last night.
Yeah.
I'm going to proceed to tell you
and
about
they never
it in
make any
detail.
sense. That's the thing about dreams. They don't make any sense, right? Most of the time when someone's explaining it to you because it's their dream. Hello, City.
Hey, how's it going? How about politics?
No, not politics.
Another good guess.
A survey found this to be the most boring thing you can talk about.
780 City, 780 2484. Good morning.
Hi, is it like insurance or taxes?
Insurance. No, honestly, that would be pretty boring.
That would be,
but
that's a good guess.
In this survey, that's not the correct answer.
Hi there.
Hey, I find this boring when people talk about their stupid dog.
I love the honesty. No, nothing to do with pets or anything like that.
It doesn't. I disagree. But
Yeah.
okay.
Well, no. it's all. Everybody's got their opinion on what they don't want to hear about, and I understand where you're coming from. Good morning, City.
The trip they took.
The trip, no, nothing to do with a vacay.
Then pull the photos out. Check these
I
out.
like hearing about people's vacation. I could do without the photo album, though.
Mhm.
You know, I don't need to see all 74 photos of you guys at the resort, but...
Says Kirby, who puts up like 70 after every vacation.
It's a 3-part album series.
I don't need to see your photos, but here, look at mine.
I'm not forcing anybody to look at them.
Good morning, City.
Hey there.
Hey, you got a guess for us?
The environment.
The environment, no, nothing to do. It's nothing to do with pets, kids, the environment, work. That's all been covered. A survey found this to be the most boring thing that you can talk about. I was a little shocked by the answer. I will say that.
Okay. Good morning, City.
Hey, good morning. Well, my daughter's saying unicorns are the most boring thing to talk about, but I'm going to say traffic.
No, not traffic. And you know what? Your daughter, I don't think the unicorns are that boring.
Yeah.
I think they're pretty cool.
Yeah, there's so much to talk about when it comes to unicorns. What in-depth conversations.
So magical.
Yep. 780 City, 780-2484. Good morning.
Good morning. When the Jets lose.
And there's a disputed goal.
That's not boring. That's excitement right there. But no, that's not the answer.
Okay, thanks for playing. Do you have a hint, maybe, Curbs?
A survey found this to be the most boring thing that you can bring up in conversation. It's one of those things.
Was anything close so far?
Nothing was close. It's something that has happened to you.
To me personally?
Not you personally. It probably happened to you for sure. But
it's something that has
happened to you that you bring up in conversation.
Okay, 780 City, hello.
Philly, you got something for me?
I was going to say an injury of some form, a surgery since Joe.
Shut up.
Well, because
Phil,
Joe's away.
why are you so good at this game?
Well, it took me a few. We've been hanging on here for a bit, and your hint was really good.
An injury.
Okay.
Like having an illness of some sort. Like, oh, let me tell you about this ailment I got going on.
I've had a cold for 2 months. No, yeah, I get that.
That's what I'm going to tell Joe. Enough about your surgery.
Bring
we don't
this
care.
up tomorrow.
We don't care about your surgery.
No one cares. Did you know, Joe, it's the most boring form of conversation?
For more Philly, Joe, and Kirby, log it into 92.1 City weekday mornings 6 to 10.